Hey y'all, it's Jacqueline at Pixie Dust PhD. Today, November 19th, 2024, is the day that the Island Tower inventory gets released for booking to all Disney Vacation Club members. Prior to today, had you recently bought into the Polynesian or had you already owned a Polynesian contract, you could have booked these rooms, so this isn't first dibs overall. It just is the first look that we can all have at the Island Tower room availability. For reference, 7 months from today is June 19th, 2025, and 11 months from today is October 19th, 2025. Anything between June 20th and October timeframe is going to be home resort priority only. But we will go ahead and look at all of the Island Tower rooms and scroll through the availability. Certainly not all of the inventory at Island Tower has been declared, so this is not necessarily generalizable, but for anybody hoping to rent points to stay here in the future, or maybe even thinking about buying into Disney Vacation Club, I hope you find this helpful. And if you do find this informative or entertaining, please be sure to hit the like button as well as subscribe to the channel. You can then ring the bell icon to receive notification whenever I upload new videos. These actions are free for you and really help me out a lot. And if you want to support the channel further, you can become a monthly member over on my Ko-fi. Thanks so much to Coco, Judy, Michelle, and Tara for doing so already. All right, let's look at availability. All right, we'll start with the Tower Duo Studio standard view. It's funny to me that it is loading November and early December is 0 points. Basically, it's just not open yet. The first night you can book it is December 17th. So December 26th is available, a couple single nights in February. March is not too bad. April's not bad at all, but that is a high points cost time. A few nights in May. I think this might be right after Memorial Day here in the United States. A lot of June is available, but again, starting 7 months plus 1 day into home resort owner priority, that's June 20th. So anything June 20th onward is home resort owner, but this whole more than a week in June, June 9th through the 18th is available. And home resort owner looks fine. Here is the preferred view Duo Studio in the Tower. Couple nights in January and February, a little bit in March. April is less available than what we just saw with the Duo Studio standard view. This 1 week of June, though, still very available, the 8th through the 14th. And then you're looking at home resort owner priority. Oh, which this is a bit more picked over, right? There's some dates taken in August as well as September. So now, Deluxe Studio Standard View, this is going to be the existing longhouses, the studios you are used to thinking about, so we'll skip that. If you're specifically interested in the Tower Deluxe Studios, you need to look at the one that says Tower here in the beginning. So this is the Standard View Deluxe Studio in the Tower. Single nights in February, not much in March. April's okay, May is almost fully gone. And yeah, most of June through 7 months is also gone. So I'm not filming this right at 8 a.m. when bookings open for everybody, but again, we didn't have first dibs. You know, if you had bought in recently or if you already had a home resort contract, you probably maybe already booked these rooms. I'm not sure what availability was like for those folks. I couldn't look at this online. I couldn't look at the tower rooms online until today. Okay, similarly, this Lakeview Deluxe Studio is the existing longhouses, not in the tower. Here is the preferred view Tower Deluxe Studio. Nothing in December and January, 1 night in February, 1 night in March. Kind of this spring break-ish time in April, the high points cost time is available. Nothing in May, and then June through 7 months, single nights, the 12th and the 17th. And the 19th and 20th are already booked, so then you're well into home resort owner priority. The night before July 4th is booked, but July 4th is still available. A couple nights taken in August. This late September timeframe is booked. That's interesting. But home resort owner here is not too bad. Now we have the Premium View Duo Studio in the Tower. There is 1 night available in January, a couple single nights in February. This back half of March time is available, and you know, a couple nights here and there otherwise. April's pretty available. Yeah, the end of May looks fine, and honestly, most of the beginning of June through 7 months looks okay. And home resort owner looks fine, other than this day, I believe, is Labor Day here in the US. Okay, now we've got the Tower Deluxe Studio with the theme park view. You could stay Christmas night. There's also 1 night in January, 1 night in February. Kind of early week times in March are pretty available. Most of April is available. Not a lot to say for May. And then June through 7 months, so through the 19th, there is the 13th through the 15th you could string together, but otherwise single nights. July 3rd and 4th are already booked, but the rest of home resort owner priority looks fine. Here is the standard view 1-bedroom villa in the Tower. No availability in December or January. A single night in February, but you could string February 28th all the way through March 6th should you want, otherwise single nights in March. April's even pretty picked over, honestly. There are a couple nights you could put together, but not a week-long vacation. Just single nights in May. And yeah, June through 7 months through the 19th is pretty bad. You could say the 2nd and 3rd or the 16th, but nothing else. July 4th is already booked. And then a few nights here in September and October already. Here is the Tower 1-bedroom villa with a preferred view. Nothing in December, January, or February. Single nights in March. Peak expensive time in April. Single nights in May. And 1 single night in June through 7 months. Then looking into home resort owner priority, even most of June is already gone. July 4th and 5th are gone. This random time frame in August is gone. Some chunks of time in September and October. So the 1-bedrooms on the tower seem kind of popular, which given the fact that previously Polynesian only had studios and those giant, very expensive bungalows, you know, it's not really that surprising. I think part of the reason they built the tower was to fill this gap and this need of normal 1-bedrooms. We'll see what the 2-bedrooms look like. All right, here is the theme park view 1-bedroom villa in the tower. You could say Christmas Eve and Christmas night. 1 night in January. See, February 26th, again, you could string February 28th all the way through quite a lot of March, honestly. Most of March and April are still available. Probably more than half of May is available, and most of June through 7 months is available. So if you're willing to spend the extra points, you could definitely stay in this room. And home resort owner priority looks fine. Here is the 2-bedroom lock-off standard view in the tower. So this should look like the standard view 1-bed and Deluxe Studio we've already seen. And yeah, it's pretty picked over until you get into home resort priority, but even then, you know, looking at September, choices are limited. September is the cheapest travel period, so if you want to go check out an expensive resort, that is the time to do it. Here is the 2-bed lock-off preferred view. Similar to what we just saw for standard, this will reflect what we've already seen for preferred. Really not a ton left until you hit home resort owner priority, and even then July 3rd through 5th are already gone. Quite a lot of September's gone. There's some nights in October gone. All right, here's the dedicated 2-bedroom with the theme park view. January 29th, you could stay. There's February 5th, February 17th, February 26th. You could stay February 22nd and 23rd if you wanted to stay that weekend. There's some better availability in March and much better in April. Again, that peak super expensive week is available. Just 2 single nights in May and 2 single nights in June up through 7-month availability. And then looking into home resort owner priority, you could stay June 28th through July 2nd, but July 3rd through 5th are already taken. Some other nights in July are taken, but quite a lot of July is available. Similarly, a lot of August is available, but these first few weekends are already booked. And you still have decent availability in September and October. But I mean exactly 11 months from today, October 19th is booked, as well as it looks like October 20th and 21st. Okay, here is the 2-bed lock-off with a theme park view in the tower. So I'm expecting to not see very much here based on what we saw for other theme park view rooms. And yeah, April, super expensive time is looking pretty available, but otherwise for 7-month, not much. And in a home resort owner priority, July 4th is already taken, but everything else looks good. All right, now we've got those penthouse villas. So these are still 2 bedrooms, but they are much larger, more grand, I think more luxurious. So here's the preferred 2-bed penthouse. You could stay a couple nights in January. This last week of February is open. There's definitely some good chunks of time in March and April. May is super picked over though, and not much in June through 7 months, just the 4th through the 7th. Then looking into home resort owner priority, once you hit this back half of June, the 21st through 27th are available. Most of July is still available, but not the time leading into July 4th. You could say all of August, almost all of September, and still so far all of October. And the other type of penthouse villa then is, instead of a preferred view, you get the theme park view. So let's see how this one looks. Single nights available in January, although you could string January 31st through February 2nd if you wanted to stay that weekend. Couple weeknights here in February, this last week of February all the way through early March, so February 24th through March 6th is available. And then you have 1 break day on March 7th, but otherwise the next week's available, and then good availability again starting the 20th through the 22nd and the 23rd through the 28th. You can also string together March 30th through April 4th. So these Saturdays look a little popular, it seems. Most of April's available, but again, it's just a very expensive time. Most of May is already booked. And through June 19th, you do have some choices of a couple nights together. You could stay June 4th and 5th, you could stay June 9th and 10th, or if you wanted to string together something longer, there is the 13th through the 18th. But starting right at 7 months from today, the 19th, 20th, and 21st are all taken. So now we're into home resort owner priority. The back half of June looks good. You know, you definitely could stay in July, but it's maybe more picked over than I would have guessed. All of August is available, maybe about half of September is available. And yeah, there's already some times in October that are booked. So inventory on these penthouses is very low, and although the points cost is high, I think it'll be interesting to see how this fares against, say, the bungalows over time. Typically, you can book a bungalow with pretty short notice, just a few months. I am not at all sure if that trend will hold true for these penthouse villas. You know, already we are seeing times in October fully booked out, and that's 11 months from now. I hope this peek into the initial booking availability at Island Tower at Disney's Polynesian Villas and Bungalows has been helpful. Thank you again to all of the likers and subscribers. I super appreciate your support. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments down below, and if you have any questions, leave those down below and I'll do my best to get back to you. If you're trying to book this or any Disney Vacation Club room, I am sending you my good vibes. May the rest of your day be magical, and we'll see you real soon at Pixie Dust PhD.